Has Adam truly fallen in love with Tuna? Or is it all just an act of kindness? The man who quietly shows up whenever she breaks down, who gently cares for her, offering help without ever expecting anything in return. But behind those warm eyes, is a love silently blooming, or merely compassion for a struggling single mother? Does Tuna know? Or is she herself caught in the blur between gratitude and real emotion? In a moment of vulnerability, will she unknowingly open her heart to Adam and forget that her heart once belonged to someone else? And then, what will CEO Alex do when the truth comes to light? The powerful, cold-hearted man, can he really stand by and watch the woman he once vowed to protect fall into another man's arms? Will he walk away without a word or turn back, willing to fight for Tuna's heart no matter the cost? The emotional battle begins. On one side is Adam's tenderness, like the morning sun gently healing every wound. On the other is Alex, like a blazing fire once burning her, but also the only warmth she's ever truly known. Who will Tuna choose? This choice is more than love, it's her future, her destiny, and the life of the innocent child caught in between. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the dramatic, intense, and unpredictable twists in the story of the cold-hearted CEO Alex and the resilient single mother, Tuna. Adam, the quiet man who brought light into the darkest corners of broken lives. He wasn't someone who sought attention, nor did he enjoy making a show of kindness. But anyone who had ever met him, anyone who had once received his help, would never forget the warmth in his eyes and the arms always open ready to protect. The day Adam met Tuna and her child, it was during twilight. The air was damp, seeping into every corner of the abandoned warehouse where they were temporarily living. Loneliness, cold, uncertainty. That's all Adam could see through the innocent yet anxious eyes of the child, and the deep exhaustion etched onto the young mother's face. He didn't ask much. He didn't judge. He simply and gently invited them to live in a small house he had once built for an elderly woman in need who had since been relocated. A modest home, simple yet filled with light, warmth, and most importantly, life. Tuna was stunned. A stranger, a man she didn't even know. Why would he offer help so readily? But it was the sincerity in his gaze and the calm, low voice that slowly eased the walls around her guarded heart, even though it still carried the weight of countless wounds and doubts. Adam didn't just bring them to the house and leave. He paid attention to every detail. Every day after finishing work at his office, where he served as head of the engineering department, he would drop by that small home. Quietly, without fanfare. Sometimes he came with a bag of vegetables, a few pieces of meat, a bowl of hot porridge, or a couple of children's books. All seemingly ordinary things, yet brimming with care and affection. Tuna had once lost all faith in this world. Abandoned by her husband when her baby was still a newborn. Rejected by her own family. People around her only looked with pity or, worse, indifference. She no longer believed anyone could genuinely care about a single mother like her. Until Adam appeared. At first, she kept her distance. She was afraid that he would be just like the others here, one day gone the next. But time gave her the answer. Adam never left. He stayed. Day by day, not just in presence, but in thought, in feeling, and eventually in her heart. Adam himself hadn't expected to change. He had always helped others out of responsibility, out of compassion. But this was different. He didn't just want to help, he wanted Tuna to be happy. He wanted her to smile more. He wanted her child to grow up surrounded by love and warmth. Those simple dinners where the three of them sat together at an old wooden table. Those times he fixed a leaking roof, replaced a burnt-out bulb, or personally sewed new curtains. Those little gestures, leaving a coat by the door, preparing a warm drink after a rainy day. He didn't do those things out of duty. He did them from the heart. And Tuna, who had once been so strong, couldn't help but be moved by those small, tender acts. She began to look forward to the sound of his motorbike pulling up each evening. She began cooking an extra portion at every meal. And then, she began to smile, not the polite, weary smile she wore for the world, but a real one that came from within. That house, once just a shelter, had become a true home, a place where a child's laughter echoed each afternoon, where lights didn't just illuminate rooms, but warmed souls that had long gone cold, where a single mother who had once lost all hope found the feeling of family again, a feeling she had believed was gone forever. As for CEO Alex, the powerful man, always cold and in control of everything, now found himself in a rare state of helplessness. Ever since Tuna disappeared, it was as if he'd lost a part of his soul. Sleepless nights, countless unanswered calls, moments spent standing silently for hours in front of her old apartment. Alex still couldn't accept that she had left, taking with her their small child. He never stopped searching. Despite a schedule filled to the brim with business meetings and deals, Alex still carved out time each day to look for them. He sent people out to investigate, reached out to old connections, followed every possible lead. But no one seemed to know where Tuna had gone, because he had no idea. She was now living in the house of his longtime business partner, Adam, a man he trusted. A man who had stood beside him through countless high-stakes deals across negotiation tables for hours and celebrated victories over many glasses of wine. And now that very man, Adam, was the one gently caring for, protecting, and slowly warming the heart of the woman Alex had once let slip away. How ironic. Neither of them had any clue about the deep connection that unknowingly bound them. Adam had never mentioned Alex in front of Tuna. He didn't want her to feel confused or worse, hurt. He only wanted to bring peace back into her life, one quiet, gentle day at a time. Tuna, on the other hand, had no idea that the two men now playing pivotal roles in her story had once been business partners, perhaps even friends in the ruthless world of commerce. But eventually, the truth will come to light. How will Alex react when he discovers that the woman he's been searching for all this time is living under Adam's roof, between old ties of business and an unfinished love story? What will he choose? And what about Adam, the man who's been quietly nurturing this fragile bond day by day? Will he be willing to let go once he learns that Tuna is part of a past that Alex never truly let go of? The next chapter will be full of tension, surprises, and deep emotion. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a single twist in this emotional triangle between the cold CEO Alex, the resilient single mother Tuna, and the gentle, selfless Adam.
Nhà từng là nơi chúng ta, nhưng giờ đây nó trở thành mái ấm, nơi mà tiếng cười sẽ thơ vang mãi buổi chiều, nơi mà anh em không chỉ để soi sáng mà để soi những trái tim từng chịu những băng gạc, nơi mà một người mẹ đơn thân từng đánh mất niềm tin, tìm lại được cảm giác gia đình. Thứ mà cô tưởng chừng đã vĩnh viễn không bao giờ có được. Còn về phía Kiều Alex, người đàn ông quyền lực luôn lạnh lùng và kiểm soát mọi thứ trong tay, từ đây lại rơi vào tình trạng bất lực. Em thấy từ ngày tự nhiên biến mất, anh như là vô hồn. Những đêm trắng chiếm lên những cuộc gọi không hồi đáp, những người lặng lẽ đứng hàng giờ trước cánh cổng căn hộ cũ. Alex cũng không thể chấp nhận được việc cô đã rời đi, mang theo cả đứa con bé nhỏ. Anh không ngừng tìm kiếm dù lãng công sẽ không mình được đúng lịch trình rồi đặt. Nhưng Alex vẫn sắp xếp thời gian để tìm mẹ con cô. Anh tự người dọn khắp nơi tìm tụi bé. Anh không biết liệu Alex sẽ ra liệu Alex sẽ phản ứng thế nào đó khi biết rằng là anh đang thử nghiệm anh đang sống ở mái nhà của Adam, một người đối tác cũ. Liệu rất tình anh làm ăn và nghiêm xưa anh sẽ chọn điều gì? Và còn Adam, người lặng lẽ vun đắp chút một, có sẵn sàng một tay khi biết Tuna là quá khứ chưa khép lại của mình.